1971. Hong Kong. Bruce Lee steps into an elevator. With three men who want to hurt him, the doors close. What happens in the next 47 seconds changes everything we know about confined space combat. Nobody believed the story until security footage surfaced, 50 years later. Let me tell you about the most brutal fight of Bruce Lee's life, in a space smaller than a bathroom. Moving. 1971. Bruce Lee is filming The Big Boss, his first major Hong Kong film, the one that will make him a superstar. But right now he's just another actor, trying to make it, and not everyone is happy about it. The Hong Kong film industry is controlled by triads, criminal organizations. They decide who works, who doesn't, who succeeds, who disappears. Bruce Lee didn't ask permission, didn't pay respect, didn't follow protocol. He just showed up. American Chinese. Confident. Arrogant, some said. The triads noticed, and they don't like being ignored. October 1971. Bruce finishes a day of shooting. Late night, exhausted. The studio is mostly empty. He heads to the parking garage. 7th floor. Presses the elevator button. Waits. The elevator arrives. Doors open. 3 men inside. Bruce doesn't recognize them, but he recognizes the type. Muscle, enforcers, trouble. His instinct says, don't get in. Walk away. Take the stairs. But Bruce's pride says something else. I'm not afraid of anyone. He steps in. Presses G for ground floor. The doors close. One of the men speaks. Cantonese. You're Bruce Lee. Not a question. A statement. Yes. You didn't pay your respects. Bruce knows what this means. Triad shakedown. Standard procedure. New actor comes to Hong Kong. Triads demand payment. Protection money. Respect. If you pay, you work. If you don't, you get hurt. Or worse. Bruce doesn't respond. Just watches the floor numbers. 7, 6, 5. The second man speaks. We're here to collect. Collect what? What you owe. For working on our territory. I don't owe you anything. The third man laughs. Everyone owes us something. Bruce feels the tension rising. The elevator is small. Maybe 6 feet by 6 feet. 4 men. No space. No escape. The first man steps closer. We can do this easy, or we can do this hard. There's a third option. What's that? You leave me alone. The man smiles, not friendly. Predatory. Wrong answer. He reaches for Bruce. Bruce moves, fast. But the elevator lurches. They're moving, going down. Gravity affects everything. Bruce's timing is off, just slightly. The man grabs his jacket, pulls. Bruce is off balance. In a normal fight, he'd step back, create distance, reset. But there's nowhere to step. His back hits the elevator wall. The second man moves in. Bruce sees the punch coming. Can't dodge. No space. Takes it on the shoulder. Solid hit. Pain. The third man circles, or tries to. The elevator's too small for circling. Everyone is pressed together. Cramped. Chaotic. Bruce realizes something. Everything he knows about fighting, everything he's trained, doesn't work here. Footwork, useless. Distance management, impossible. Evasion, nowhere to evade to. This is something else entirely. The first man throws a hook. Bruce blocks. But the elevator jerks. Going down, accelerating. Everyone stumbles slightly. Bruce uses it. Pushes off the wall. Drives his shoulder into the first man. They crash into the opposite wall. The man's head hits the metal panel. Hard, he slumps. 1 down, 2 to go. The second man grabs Bruce from behind. Bear hug, arms pinned. Bruce can't move his arms. In open space, he'd break this easily. But here, pressed against someone else's body, in a moving box, different calculation. The third man steps forward, prepares to punch Bruce's exposed face. Bruce has one option. Drops his weight. Suddenly, the man holding him isn't ready. They both drop. Bruce lands on top. The third man's punch hits air. His momentum carries him forward. Into the wall, face first. His nose breaks. Blood, everywhere. On the walls, the floor. Bruce's shirt. Bruce rolls, gets to his feet, or tries to. The elevator is still moving. 4, 3, 2. The second man grabs Bruce's leg, pulls. Bruce goes down again. His back hits the floor. Hard metal. Cold. The man climbs on top, trying to pin him, but the elevator's too small. His knees hit the walls. Can't get proper position. Bruce uses it, bucks his hips, throws the man off balance, grabs his head, pulls it down, meets it with his own head. Headbutt. The man's eyebrow splits. Blood everywhere. More blood. The elevator looks like a crime scene now. Red smears on the walls, the mirror cracked. The floor slick. This isn't a fight. This is survival. No rules, no honor. Just damage. Maximum damage in minimum space. Bruce kicks. His heel connects with someone's knee. Not sure whose. Doesn't matter. Here's a crack. Someone screams. The elevator slows. Arriving at the ground floor. Bruce sees the first man stirring. Not unconscious anymore. Getting up. The third man wipes blood from his face. Broken nose. Swollen eyes, but still conscious. Still dangerous. The second man is dazed but mobile, holding his knee, but upright. 3 on 1. In a phone booth. The doors are about to open. Bruce makes a decision. He doesn't wait for them to open. He doesn't wait for them to recover. He attacks. All 3 at once. Elbow to the first man's throat, crushing his windpipe. Not killing, but close. Palm strike to the third man's solar plexus, knocking the wind out. Knee to the second man's already damaged leg. He goes down. Screaming. Fast, brutal, efficient. No elegance, no movie choreography, just violence. Pure, functional violence. The elevator dings. Ground floor. The doors open. Bruce is standing. Breathing hard. Bloody. Shirt torn. Left eye swelling. Knuckles split. Ribs aching. 3 men on the floor, groaning, unable to stand. 1 coughing blood. 1 holding his leg. 1 unconscious again. An old woman is waiting for the elevator. Grocery bags in hand. Sees the scene. 4 men. Blood everywhere. Carnage. She screams, drops her groceries. Oranges roll across the lobby floor. She runs. Fast for an old woman. Bruce steps out. His legs are shaking. Adrenaline. Fear. Exhaustion. He looks back at the 3 men. Tell your bosses, I don't pay. His voice is steady, but his hands are trembling. He walks away. Through the lobby. People stare. Whisper. Point. A security guard approaches. Sir, are you... Bruce keeps walking. Doesn't stop. Can't stop. If he stops, he'll collapse. Out to the parking lot. Gets in his car. Sits. Locks the doors. Starts shaking. Really shaking. Not from fear. From adrenaline dump. His body catching up. Realizing what just happened. He could have died in an elevator. Nobody would have known. 3 against 1. Confined space. No escape. No help. He got lucky. So lucky. If one of them had a knife, if the elevator had gotten stuck, if 1 more enforcer had been inside, he'd be dead. Bruce sits in the car for 20 minutes, waiting for his hands to stop shaking. Finally starts the engine. Drives home. Slowly, carefully. Every light makes him flinch. Every car behind him feels like a threat. Paranoia, but justified paranoia. He gets home. Linda opens the door, sees his face. Bruce, what happened? I'm fine. You're covered in blood. Not all of it's mine. She pulls him inside, sits him down, starts cleaning his wounds. Tell me everything. He does, every detail. The elevator, the 3 men, the fight, the chaos. Linda listens, silent, tears in her eyes. When he finishes, she says, they could have killed you. They tried. What if there were more of them? There weren't. What if the elevator got stuck? What if you were trapped between floors with 3 men trying to kill you? Bruce hasn't thought about that. The image fills his mind. Trapped, in a box, between floors. No escape, no help coming. 3 men. He realizes how lucky he was, how close he came. I need to be smarter, he says. You need to pay them, Linda says. No. Bruce, if I pay them, they own me. Forever. I won't do it. Then they'll kill you. They'll try. Linda is crying now. Is your pride worth your life? Bruce doesn't answer, because he doesn't know. That night, he can't sleep. Every time he closes his eyes, he's back in the elevator. The walls closing in. The blood. The panic. The realization that all his training, all his skill, almost wasn't enough. He gets up, goes to his training room, stands in the corner, arms at his sides, imagining attackers. No room to move. How does he fight? He starts experimenting. Close-range strikes, elbows, knees, headbutts, short, brutal techniques. Nothing elegant, nothing stylish, just effective. He trains until dawn. Linda finds him, exhausted, covered in sweat. Come to bed. I need to figure this out. Figure what out? How to survive when there's nowhere to run. Linda understands. The elevator changed him, broke something, or fixed something. She's not sure which. The next day, Bruce goes to the studio, finds the producer. We need to talk. About what? The triads came after me. The producer's face goes pale. What did you do? I defended myself. That's it? You're still alive? Is that surprising? The producer sits, puts his head in his hands. You don't understand. They don't just send 3 guys. That was a warning. Next time they'll send more. Or they'll be waiting outside your house. Or your wife's car won't start one morning. So what do I do? You pay. How much? Whatever they ask. Bruce doesn't want to pay, but he's not stupid. 3 guys he can handle. 10, 20? Different story. He agrees to meet with the triad boss. Neutral location, a restaurant, public, safe. The boss is older, 60s maybe. Calm, refined. Nothing like his enforcers. Mr. Lee, thank you for coming. Did I have a choice? The boss smiles. There's always a choice. My men made one choice. You made another. Now here we are. What do you want? Respect. I can't respect extortion. Who said anything about extortion? I'm offering protection. This is a dangerous industry. Accidents happen, lights fall, cables snap, cars break failure. I simply ensure those accidents don't happen to people I protect. And if I don't want your protection, then accidents become very likely. Bruce understands. This isn't negotiation. It's submission. Pay or suffer. How much? For you? Special rate. 10% of your salary. Per film. Bruce does the math. His salary for the big boss? 10% is substantial, but not impossible. And if I agree? No more elevator visits. No more accidents. You work. You thrive. You become a star. Everyone wins. Bruce wants to refuse. Wants to fight. But he thinks about Linda, about Brandon and Shannon, about the elevator. I agree. The boss extends his hand. Bruce shakes it. Welcome to Hong Kong, Mr. Lee. Bruce leaves, feels defeated. Not physically, morally. He just paid criminals, became part of the system. But he tells himself it's temporary. One day he'll be too big to extort, too famous, too valuable, and he'll stop paying. That day comes sooner than expected. 1973. Enter the Dragon. International success. Bruce Lee is now a global superstar. Not just Hong Kong, worldwide. The triads approach again. Same restaurant, same boss. Your fee has increased. To what? 20%. Bruce laughs. No. Excuse me? I said no. I'm done paying. The boss's smile fades. You understand what that means? It means I'm too big to threaten now. You hurt me, you make international news. FBI gets involved. Hong Kong police have to act. Your whole operation gets exposed. You need me more than I need you. The boss stares. Long silence. Then smiles again. You're right. You're too big now. Congratulations, Mr. Lee. You win. Bruce stands to leave. But remember something. Bruce stops. You won't be big forever. Fame is temporary. When yours fades, we'll still be here. Bruce doesn't respond. Just leaves. He never pays again. The triads never come after him again. But Bruce never forgets the elevator. The feeling of helplessness, of being trapped. It changes his training. He starts practicing confined space combat, hallways, closets, cars, anywhere movement is restricted. Teaches it to his students. Real fights don't happen in open spaces. They happen in bathrooms, stairwells, elevators. You need to know how to fight when you can't move. His students practice close quarters techniques, no kicks above the waist, no spinning, no jumping. Short, brutal strikes, elbow range, knee range, headbutts, dirty fighting, effective fighting. For years, Bruce tells people about the elevator fight. Nobody believes it. Bruce Lee in an elevator fight? Sure. Against three men? Come on. Sounds like a movie pitch. It becomes a joke, an urban legend, something Bruce made up to sound tough. Even his students doubt it. Did it really happen, Sifu? Yes. Can you prove it? Bruce can't. No witnesses. No evidence. Just his word. And three men who will never admit what happened. The story dies, becomes myth. Until 2021, 50 years later, a demolition company is tearing down the old studio, going through everything. Files, equipment, old footage. They find something. A security tape from October 1971. Black and white, grainy, but clear enough. Elevator footage. They watch it, see four men enter, three surround one. Confrontation, then chaos. 47 seconds of brutal violence in a space smaller than a closet. Bodies pressed together. No room to move. No fancy techniques. Just raw, desperate fighting. When the doors open, three men are on the floor. One man walks out. Bloody, torn shirt. But walking. The demolition crew doesn't know who they're looking at until someone recognizes him. That's Bruce Lee. They send the footage to a film historian who authenticates it. Date stamp matches. Location matches. Everything matches. The story was real. All along. The footage goes viral. Martial artists watch it obsessively, analyzing every move, every technique, every adaptation, and they realize something. This isn't the Bruce Lee from the movies. No flying kicks, no nunchucks, no theatrical poses. This is survival Bruce Lee, fighting like his life depends on it, because it did. One martial arts commentator says, "This is the most important footage of Bruce Lee ever found, not because it shows him winning, but because it shows him struggling, fighting in impossible conditions, and adapting in real time. This is what real martial arts looks like." Another says, "Watch his footwork, there is none. He can't move, so he uses the walls, the momentum of the elevator, the bodies of his opponents. He turns limitations into weapons. That's genius." The footage becomes required viewing in martial arts schools, self-defense courses, military training, because it shows what most martial arts don't teach: how to fight when you can't fight, how to survive when survival seems impossible, how to win when winning means just walking away. Bruce Lee died in 1973, never saw the footage released, never knew people would finally believe him. But somewhere, maybe he knows, that his most important fight wasn't in a movie, wasn't in a tournament, wasn't even in a ring. It was in an elevator, going down, with three men who wanted to hurt him, and 47 seconds to survive. That's real martial arts. Not the stuff you see on screen, the stuff you pray you never have to use, but know you can if you must.